Namaste, hearty, welcome. Such a joy to see you. My voice is loud and clear. It's actually raining in Hyderabad and I'm loving it. I'm really loving it. Well, very good evening, everybody. Such a joy to see you all once again. A very warm welcome to all our students, professionals, alumni, industry leaders, faculty members, hiring managers, enrollment advisors, and students joining us from India, USA, and across the world. Hearty welcome. So, I am Nanda Kumar K V, founder and CEO of iLead Tax Academy and iLead Tax LLC. So, thank you for joining us for another exciting edition of iLead 40, the Tax Titans Talk. See, at iLead, we strongly believe that success leaves clues. Clues. One of the fastest ways to grow is to learn directly from people who have already walked the path, faced challenges, made mistakes, built teams, created opportunities, and left their mark on the profession. And that's exactly why we created this 4T, the Tax Titans Talk. Well, this platform brings together leaders, innovators, entrepreneurs, and professionals who are shaping the future of taxation, accounting, payroll, technology, and business. Now, today's session is especially relevant because the profession is changing rapidly, isn't it? Artificial intelligence is transforming the way we work. Automation is changing how tax returns are prepared. And GCCs are creating unprecedented opportunities in India and of course outside of USA, and firms around the world are searching for skilled US tax professionals. Now the question is, how do we stay relevant? How do we prepare for the future? How do we build meaningful careers in this changing landscape? Our guest today has been at the center of these transformations, and that brings me to the exciting part of today's session. So ladies and gentlemen, it gives me immense pleasure to welcome a distinguished leader, innovator, entrepreneur, and mentor. Our guest today is not just a tax professional, he is someone who has successfully combined tax expertise, leadership, technology, probably automation, innovation, and now entrepreneurship. And students, the best part is he began his journey as a tax analyst. For those of you who feel I'm an enrolled agent, yeah, these people are calling me tax analyst. Now, over the years, he climbed the corporate ladder through dedication, continuous learning, and leadership. He earned prestigious credentials, including enrolled agent license and the certified public accountant license. He went on to hold senior leadership positions with some of the world's most respected organizations. He has built, scaled, and led large US tax teams. He has mentored hundreds of professionals. He has played a very significant role in helping organizations embrace automation and technology. While many professionals aspire to reach senior leadership positions, our guest took an even bolder step. At a stage when people seek comfort and stability, he chose entrepreneurship. He left a very successful leadership career and then founded the current organization, GTPH.ai. And today he is helping transform the US tax profession through AI and automation. His work focuses on solving one of the biggest challenges the US tax industry is facing today. Like, how can technology help tax professionals become more productive, more efficient, and more future ready? He's also a strong advocate for developing talent in India and creating global career opportunities for professionals in US taxation and then accounting. So, today we are going to explore his journey from tax analyst to an entrepreneur, leadership lessons from building high performance teams, the GCC opportunities for Indian professionals, AI and the future of US taxation, entrepreneurship and innovation, and then practical advice for students and working professionals who are looking to establish a strong career in US taxation. So, wherever you are joining from, I encourage you to keep your notebook ready because today's session is packed with valuable insights. Okay, So, ladies and gentlemen, please join me in giving a warm iLead welcome to Mr. Vijay Narayandas.
Hi, everyone. Hi, everyone. Hi, everyone.
Hi Vijay. Hearty welcome to iLead 40, the Tax Titans Talk. It's truly an honor and privilege to have you with us today. So, thank you very much for
Thank
accepting.
you. Thank you. Thank you.
How are you doing today, Vijay?
Perfect. No, doing good. I really want to thank you. Nobody has ever given such a big introduction about me.
No, you deserve it.
Yeah. No, really, I really appreciate all the work you've been doing, and also appreciate giving me the opportunity to come and talk and share about my experiences. So I'm really excited. I remember our first conversation that we had. I think it was scheduled for 10 minutes, and then I think we went on for an hour discussing all the
Yeah,
things
that
that we
itself was
had.
like a
So
mini
very
4P
excited.
check.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
very excited to be here, and I hope this is helpful for people, and
definitely.
we can get started.
Definitely. Very good. So, people, please do like, share the video, especially people who feel, they are tax analysts or I'm at entry level jobs and all. I'm sure, I'll cover all your questions to Vijay sir, but still, if there's anything that I have not asked him, please do hold your questions until the end. Put it in the comment section, and I'm sure, Vijay will take it up for all of us. Okay, so we are there for at least 1 hour here, so make the best utilization of Mr. Vijay, and anything that is relevant to the industry, you can always ask us. The subjects and all you can always learn from your syllabus, your books, your teachers, materials and all. But something outside the notebooks happen, which you should learn from leaders. Yeah. So make the best use of this opportunity. So you've heard from Vijay, yeah? And you will be hearing more. So, Mr. Vijay, very good evening once again. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
So tell us about your childhood and family background first.
Okay. Yeah, just to give a quick introduction, I am Vijay Narayandas, as you all know. I am currently based in Bangalore. I've done my schooling and college. Everything is done from Bangalore, and I did my college, and then I currently stay with a wonderful family. I have a beautiful wife, two kids, one son, one daughter. Perfect family. And I stay with my mother here at our house. And that's a quick background. I have two questions for the live audience. If they can start guessing, at some point in later, I will tell the answers to that. But I want you guys to guess what is my mother tongue. It's not Kannada, not Tamil, not Telugu. I am a South Indian, but you have to guess my mother tongue. And two is for the Bangalore folks. If you can start guessing where did I do my graduation, you can type in the colleges that you know, and then we'll see if anybody gets where I did my graduation from. And while we answer the questions later on, I will give the answers for these.
Oh, wonderful. This is interesting. So, as a teacher, I want to give you some tips, people. Okay, so go to his Instagram and go to his
It's not there.
LinkedIn
No, it's not
profile.
there. It's not there.
Oh my God. So, he has given another clue also that it is not there. So, look for something else. Okay. Chalo, I am also excited. Good. I don't know if Jonah has the answers for that. Probably you should revisit our last meeting and find out. Let's
Yeah,
see. Oh,
let's.
somebody has mentioned. You
What
want me
is
to
it?
say that?
Yeah,
Tulu.
I can confirm if it's
Tulu.
true or not. It's not
Tulu.
Tulu.
Oh, it's
No,
not
it's not.
Tulu Kaushal.
No,
Okay, it's not. Chalo. Fine.
perfect.
So, what did you dream of becoming when you were growing up, Vijay?
I always dreamt of becoming what I am today, a businessman. So we kind of, my father had a business, and then my generation, me, my brothers, we have three brothers. One started his startup like 5 years back. I'm number two. I started my startup last year. We're
Mm,
waiting for the number three, my younger brother, to see what he's gonna do.
mm,
But we come from a business family,
mm.
so we always wanted to do a business. So even when I was in corporate world, I used to think like an entrepreneur as to what would make more sense if I own this business, or if I am the owner and if I am the stakeholder in this business, how would I take decisions. And I think that has helped me in building my career. But yes, I always wanted to be a businessman. It took about 23 years to start my business, but this is what I always wanted to be.
Wonderful, wonderful. 23 years. Wow, that's nice. That's really amazing. Very good. Now, how did you enter the US tax profession?
It's as in I did my graduation in 2000 2001, and I come from a very middle class family. So at that point of time, the only criteria I had was I need a job, and that's it. It
Like,
could I gave interviews for call centers, BPOs, KPOs, and accounting firms and everyone. But with EY, I the focus was more on math. The focus was more on business as to how the businesses are run, and because of my business background, it kind of aligned really well. And even during my interview, most of the questions were relating to how do you make profit, what is the cost, and profit margins, and all of that. So that's how I ended up. Even with the interview, I think at that point of time, there were only 180 positions that were there
hmm,
in
hmm,
EY. At that time, it was called SSL Shared Services Location,
hmm,
and there were close to 6,000 people who had come to do the interview. It was a walk-in. There's a St. Joseph's College in Bangalore. 3 days there was a walk-in interview, walk-in test, and then there was a one-on-one round discussion. Then there is a group discussion, and then there's a final round. So it was like 5 6 rounds of discussions.
hmm.
But finally, I made it. I was part of their pilot batch. EY started its service delivery center in Feb of 2002. I joined them in June 2002 as a tax analyst, and that was my first job.
Wonderful, wonderful. So, did you imagine that one day you would become a managing director and later an entrepreneur?
No, it was never in my dreams because managing director is very high. I always think of a long term because when I joined as a analyst, and for some reason, good or bad, I don't know,
Hmm,
I was under dual handler batch, which means I
hmm,
would do US individual taxes from Jan through April,
hmm.
and then from June through October, I would do corporate taxes. So
Okay.
there were about 30 people who were in this batch, and the rest of them either they do individual or they do corporate. They don't do both. There are only 30 people who were doing both US corporate as well as individual.
Hmm,
So we used to do 2 seasons, and then everybody used to complain, like, okay, why is that only us? We are doing 2 seasons and everybody else is doing only 1 season.
hmm,
But for me, in my initial years, I think it was a big learning. My focus was to learn as much as possible. So wherever a new project was coming, I used to raise my hand. So I've done US individual, I've done US corporate, I've done UK individual, I have done German individual tax. So wherever they say, okay, there is some requirement, I would go and learn as many skills as possible.
wonderful, wonderful. When did you join the industry?
2002.
2002. Oh, okay. Very good. Very good. So, looking back, what were the biggest turning points in your career?
I think every 2 3 years there were milestones that I achieved, and that's how I kind of progressed and keep going. So one thing that I always did is I always look at things from a long term perspective. I think this year promotion did not happen, or this year hike did not happen, or this year I did not get this award, would not disappoint me. I would always say, okay, it did not happen this year, maybe it is meant for next year. So I started as a tax analyst in 2002, and the
Hmm,
first 1 year, 1.5 year, I would say I was kind of deciding long term career for me, or should is this meant for me or not. So after I learned US taxes, individual, corporate, I think I made the decision that yes, this is for me, and then I want to make my career in this.
hmm.
And in 2004 2005, all of these BPOs, the MNC BPOs were coming in.
Mhm.
Some of my colleagues who were working with me, they switched to those BPOs with a 40% hike, 50% hike, 60% hike as well. But I was enjoying tax. I said, yeah, I'm enjoying it. I know 50% hike is very good, but is that what I really want to do? And the answer was no, I don't want to do that. I want to do US taxation.
Mm.
And then there's a funny story as to why I chose to do EA and then become a EA. So it
Mm.
was my third year as a reviewer. So I progressed from a preparer to a reviewer at the
Mm.
third year.
Mm.
We returns and sign the return. So 1040 needs to be signed by the paid preparer.
Mm. Mm.
So my manager, she was sitting next to me and she was signing.
Mm.
So after I reviewed one return, I gave it to her, and within 10 minutes, she signed it.
Mm.
And I asked her, I was like, you didn't even do anything. So why can't I just sign it? Why do I have to give it to you for signing?
Mm.
And she said, no, you have to be an enrolled agent to sign it. So I'm
Mm.
like, okay, this is what I want to do. I want to become enrolled agent. And at that point of time,
Ah.
enrolled agent was not in India.
Mm.
You could not do it in India. You had to go to the US.
Oh,
And yeah, it came
this
only
is
in
which year?
2010,
Which year you're talking about?
2006.
Two.
2006.
Oh, okay, okay.
So at that time, because it was done only in the US,
Hmm.
I approached my manager.
Hmm.
I didn't know whether it will get approved, not get approved, how I will make it. I didn't know. I
Ah.
went to my manager. I said, see, I want to do my EA and it's done only in the US. So how can I go? What can be done?
Hmm.
And since I was doing both individual as well as corporate,
Hmm.
there was a secondment opportunity in US to go to the US from a
Hmm.
corporate client.
Hmm.
So they said, okay, you can go on secondment.
Hmm.
Okay.
Hmm.
So the secondment, usually when you apply for visa,
Hmm.
you get a 3 year visa. It was a L1 visa.
Hmm.
So you get a 3 year visa.
Hmm.
Okay. And when I was going for my visa interview,
Hmm.
the counselor who gives the briefing,
Hmm.
she said,
Hmm.
don't argue with the consulate.
Hmm.
Whatever happens, whether you get the visa, don't get the visa, you don't argue. You
Hmm.
just come back.
Hmm.
So I went, I cleared, did the interview, I went everything, and she said, "Yeah, your visa is approved." And she said, "For how long you're gonna stay there?" I said, "4 months." And then she took my passport and she put the date, the end date of my visa as 4 months only,
Hmm.
which is very unique. Nothing happened. It is approved. It is approved for 3 years, or it is not approved. That's what happens. But
Hmm.
for me, I don't know, for some reason I did that.
Hmm.
So my secondment was supposed to be from July through October,
Hmm.
June through October.
Hmm.
So October 15th is the due date for corporate filing,
Correct.
and October 30th is my visa end date,
Hmm.
and I have to write my EA exam.
Oh.
Okay. So the day I got my visa, I started preparing because I knew in the US I'll not get time. So we landed in June.
Hmm.
June, there was little free time, but from July through October 15, it
Hmm.
was super duper busy. As in, we were working 10, 12 hours, and the last 2 weeks, we were
Hmm.
just sleeping in the office and finishing work and doing it.
Hmm.
And October 15, I
Hmm.
finished the filing deadline. In the next 2 weeks,
Hmm.
in 1 week I wrote one, and the following week I wrote two exams. And
Hmm.
back then the results were also not instant, so you had to wait. So I wrote my exams. October 30, my visa ends. I come back, and somewhere around end of November, my friend calls me.
Ah.
She says, "You cleared all three parts." So I'm
Oh,
like, "Wow!"
wonderful.
Because many people go, they clear the individual. If they
Wonderful.
are from the individual background, they clear individual, but corporate they don't clear. But many people who are from corporate, they don't clear individual. But because I was part of those people, those 30 people who were doing both individual as well as corporate, for which we were cribbing and crying and complaining,
Ah.
that's what helped me in getting through in both the papers in first time, because I had the practical experience. So that's how I cleared my EA. And then when we came back after a year, EY started signing 1040 returns from India, and I was part of the first batch who started signing tax returns from India, and I was part of the first few people who did enrolled agent from India, because everybody was either passing individual or corporate, but I was the one who cleared all three. So uh, back then we had a CEO Giridhar. He called me and he took my picture. I was part of the newsletter and everything. So it was a big milestone at that time.
Wonderful, wonderful. And how was the examination paper that time? It was prometric or how was that?
Prometric, yeah, it was prometric. We had to go. I think probably it was 45 minutes away from where I was staying in the US. I
Ah,
was in Boston, so I had
ah,
to go and then give the exams and come back.
wonderful, wonderful. I mean,
And
I
it's
think
a little bit of a
it is so
similar
much.
story for the CPA as well.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Uh,
Tell me
yeah, because
what
after that
happened.
I kept going as a secondment to the US, and then I had the aspiration of becoming a partner in the US firm. So I asked one of the existing partners as to, okay, what do I need to do to become partner? He told a lot of things: cost, sales, getting clients, maintaining clients. And the one thing he said was, you need to be a CPA. I was like, okay, all the other things are difficult. This
Mm.
one is easy. Let me do my CPA.
Ah,
So I did my CPA in 2010.
oh, wonderful, wonderful. Very nice. I think the
And
current
then,
generation is much blessed to write it from India.
yeah.
Now
You
the
write
new,
it from India, and also those materials that are there, those were not there at that time. I read all the publications, form
now
instructions,
with
and everything to go
flashcards,
and write it.
revision slides,
Yeah,
live notes, live
mock
lectures,
test,
mock
yeah, mock test. I didn't have any mock test back then.
test. Really, now from September they are saying it will be from home examination,
Home. Yes. Yeah, it will
but
be
from
from
the
home.
PSI centers we don't know, how it's going to be. But let's see.
Yeah.
Very nice. So you answered
So
questions on EA and then CPA, and also
yes, yeah,
emphasized on how your practical training helped people to create, complete your EA,
exams.
much better way. Very nice. So how did these credentials impact your career growth?
Yeah, so I think see, having credential is one part of your growth, and being able to apply what you're learning in your day-to-day job is another part. I think that's where some people kind of miss out. I think there are many people who do their CPA, and without any experience, they're like, become a manager because I'm a CPA. No, you have the technical knowledge, you have the theoretical knowledge, but you have to prove yourself how you're going to apply it in theory, in practical purposes, and show that yes, you are able to apply those and then grow. So that's what happened. So after I started signing the tax returns, I think it built more confidence for me and then confidence for the firm as well. And then I started getting managing one client on my own. So I would do everything from start to finish for one client. And then the following year, it became two clients. And then the third year, fourth year, I had like four clients, which would be about 2000 tax returns. And then I had about 45, 50 people that I would manage. And with EY, I spent about 12 years with EY. It was going good, and I was growing, and then things were making progress. But at some point, what happens is your personal goals and the goals that the firms want you to focus on, there's a mismatch. So I'm a technical person. I have done EA CPA, but I like managing teams, managing people, interacting with people, and more like a people person. I want to do that. I don't want to do a complex 1040 return or complex 1120 return, but I would rather like to solve people issues, how we can make progress, do some mentoring, do some coaching. That's what I used to like. And then that's where I think there was a mismatch between what EY wanted me to do. EY wanted me to take more clients and manage more clients, but I wanted to have bigger teams. I wanted to have more people who can work under me. And that's when PwC kind of came in. PwC was rapidly expanding in Bangalore, in Kolkata, and they kind of approached me, and then we had a discussion, and they wanted me to lead their 1040 practice, which was at that point all around 170 people.
Mm.
So I kind of looked around. I had a lot of discussions within EY. I said, no, I might not get this opportunity within EY, so I will have to switch. So I switched from EY to move to PwC and move to Calcutta actually, where I had this team of 170 people who I had to lead. So that was a big jump. Yes, I always loved to do that, but it was a little bit of a scary jump as well because the city was new, the firm was new, the role was pretty big compared to what I was managing. But kind of managed very well because I love doing it. I want to manage more people, and that's where I kind of got a very more intense role on the automation as well. So back in EY, it was more about Excel macros and VBAs and everything. But when I went to PwC, we built a lot of bigger automations, which kind of helped us in managing our business and gain more efficiency. And we grew that team from 170 to almost 600 people in 3 years. So that was a big change where from being a engagement manager or a technical manager, I became like a service line leader, or you can say it was more of a transition to the leadership role.
Wonderful. Wonderful. So, for students watching us today, uh, how should they decide? Because they're still, inclined towards CA, CMA, CS courses also.
Right.
But I also keep telling them that, my own daughter, I keep telling, that EA, CPA also, make decent money. So, what is your say, to these people?
See, irrespective of what you are doing, the first thing you'll have to determine is what is your interest. See, there is a lot of money in cybersecurity today. There's a lot of money in
Yeah.
politics today. But do I like it? I don't like it. So the first thing is you need to identify what is your interest, what are the things that you love to do, and then see what options are there and evaluate those. One thing that I always tell all the students and all the freshers who are coming in and all the experienced people as well is don't go beyond behind money. Don't look at things from a short term point of view. You always need to focus on long term point of view. What is that you want to be in 5 years from today, and which firm or which organization is going to take you there. And then that's what I was doing. So when I was an analyst, I wanted to become a signer, and I said, okay, who can take me there? Okay, being in EY, we're doing focusing on technical and doing my enrolled agent will take me to the manager level. From manager to senior manager, what do I need to do? I need to manage more people, manage more business, and that's what gets me there. From manager to director, if I have to get there, if that is my goal, what are the things I need to do? Is the current organization providing me those opportunities to become a director? If not, then probably you look for some other opportunity. But first thing that you need to do is you need to decide what area and what profession is kind of good for you, and what you love and what you like, and set a long term goal for yourself. 3 years, 5 years from now, what is that I want to be? And then do things which actually take you to the long term goal. In the short term, maybe you might find something else where you would love to do that, but in the long term, you will survive and grow only in that area which you really like to do, not the ones which is paying you more.
I hope people learn from this. I see people leaving for 10% hike,
Yeah,
20% hike also.
yeah,
I feel bad about that. And again, the work pressure in the big four also. Not everyone handles that. I've seen
you
some
can.
people getting into divorce and other things also. So,
Sad.
Chalo. You have built and led large US tax teams. So, tell us what separates top performers from the average ones.
Perfect. See, everybody is fit for a certain role. So when we say this person is an average performer, what you would see is he is an average performer in certain areas, but in certain other areas he is an excellent performer. Maybe that's not office. Maybe that's not something which is relevant at this stage, but everybody has some unique skills. So when you look at a corporate world, you will see people who are above average and doing exceptional are the people who actually love what they're doing. So I can tell you, when I moved from a technical role to a leadership role, which is more people management and everything, I used to work 12 hours a day, and I don't feel the stress because I like doing that. The
Yeah.
same job, which if you don't like and if we put you on that, then it is stress. Then you'll be like, okay, I'm working 12 hours, I'm stressed. But if you love and like what you're doing, then you don't feel the stress. Even today, some weeks, not even days, some weeks, I work 12, 13 hours a day. I'm talking to these people, I'm doing that, I'm doing that. But I like doing that, and that's why I'm successful. People who we see are average or who are not performing, I've had hundreds of discussions with those kind of people where the manager will say, okay, this person is not doing it, and I want to put him on the PIP plan, or I want to get rid of that person. And I most of the times I have a discussion with those people. And if you look at and the crux of those conversations, or summary of those conversations, is one is they never like to be an accountant, but somebody forced them to be an accountant. The pressure that they get, and then they got into the job. And two is they have something going on in the family, or their goals is not aligned to what they want to be. They are here. So I had one funny conversation. This was many years back, and this guy was not delivering, and he was not kind of quality was not that good, and then he was kind of on the PIP plan. So I had a discussion. I called this guy, and I was like, "What happened? What is the issue?" Because one thing that I always do is I always want to hear the story from both the sides. As in, let's say a US manager comes and tells, okay, this guy is not performing.
Hmm.
Can you take action? I will first hear the story from the guy about whom he's talking and hear his point of view, and then take any action. I would not just go and say, okay, you're fired, or you're in trouble. I want to hear it out. So I'm in this conversation with this guy. He's about to be going PIP. I'm like, what is happening? As in, are you not interested in this job? He's like, no, I'm not interested. I'm like, then why are you here?
Hmm.
He's like, no, I need to earn money for my family.
Hmm.
Okay, so you don't want to do this job, you want to earn money, then what do you want to do? He's like, no, I want to be a food blogger.
Hmm.
Then we actually got to know that over the weekends he does a lot of videos. He goes in and around the city and then does take videos
Hmm.
to do the food blogging. And
Hmm.
over the weekdays, in the evenings, he does all the editing, cutting, and all of that, which takes the time away. So he's not focused on being an accountant or tax preparer, the job that he has. He wanted to be a food blogger,
Hmm.
but he has to earn money, so he was doing it. So is he an average person? Yes, he's an average person from a tax technical point of view, but he is a good guy from a food blogger. Yes, he is a good guy from he had almost 15,000 or 18,000 followers at that time, and he was like, I want to grow this. Then you need to focus on that. You cannot juggle between the two.
Correct. Right person at a wrong place.
Correct. Correct. So you need to identify what is right for you, and then once you identify this is what I want to do, you give your 100%, and you will definitely be in the top performers. But if you go with a half-hearted, saying, yeah, maybe if it works out, I will continue. If it doesn't work out, I will not. It will not work out because you're not giving your 100% to make it work.
Okay. In the last statement, you said, don't run behind the money and things like that. Now, some viewers may think that, sir, आप तो अच्छा कमा रहे हो, इसीलिए ऐसा बोल रहे हो. From a
अभी तो मैं कुछ भी नहीं कमा रहा हूँ.
I come from very lower middle class family, so for me, money is important and all. So
Correct. Correct.
that's why I changed job.
Yeah. No, I can definitely relate to that. I come from a very lower middle class family as well. Money definitely matters. Uh, you can switch. See, there are different stages in your career. When you're focused, or when you are in a financial situation where money matters the most, then money matters the most. You have to switch. You have to get the money. You have to feed the family. But if you are in a stable situation, you've been working for 5 years, 6 years now, 8 years now, you have a pretty financially stable life, that's when you need to follow your passion. So why did it take me 23 years to start my business? Why did I not start in the first year? Because I wanted money. I wanted to build a surplus so that in case my business work it doesn't work, I have enough money to survive and then live for a few years. So it took me a long time. The reason I say that you don't run behind money is not run behind only for money. So let's say you're working in a good firm and you get an offer from another firm which has a good opportunity, which gives you the platform for you to grow and set your goals, and they're giving you money. For sure, go ahead and accept it. But if you're going to a firm which doesn't have any future, you don't see much growth happening there, or you don't see the role that is happening there, and still you go just because they're giving you money, that decision is wrong. As in, I always give this example to many of the new people or people who are leaving. Let's say somebody, you're already a 6 year 7 year within the tax practice. You're doing review of 1040 returns, corporate returns, and that's your day-to-day job as of today. Okay, let's say a new firm comes in, a small firm from the US, and they tell you, "Oh, okay, we want to hire you, we will give you 50% hike." Okay, good, 50% hike. What is my role? So they tell you that it's a new office, it's a new setup, but we want you to prepare the tax returns for us for the
Hmm.
first 2 years.
Hmm.
Okay, so now you are getting 50% hike, but your role, which was of a reviewer, is brought down to a preparer level, and they tell you 1 year, maybe it is 2 years, maybe it is 3 years, you don't know, but you are downgrading your role. They might call you a director as well. You never know. There are directors who do preparation. No comments on that. But if you're doing preparation, which you are doing 3 years behind, but they're giving you 50% hike, then that's not a good decision. If they give you 50% hike and say, okay, you come as a reviewer, we want to grow this practice, we will hire 20 more people in the next 2 years, and you will lead the entire initiative of growing that practice, jump on it first, go for it. But if you are the only one and if your role is diluted and you're becoming preparer, then that's not what you look for. Yes, if money is the sole factor which decides everything and that's what matters to you, you can still take it, but you need to be prepared that you will not like it. I have seen people who have gone for extra money
Hmm.
with a diluted role, and first 3 months they enjoy, they party, they put all these pictures, enjoying more money, more money, more money. Fourth month, fifth month, sixth month, they're like, nah, I'm bored. I don't see anything happening here. I'm like, you're getting more money. Like, yeah, I'm used to that now, but I'm bored with the role now. So in a hurry, you might say it's a good decision that you're getting 50% more money. I don't care what work I do. Yes, 6 months max to max 1 year. After that you will say, no, I no longer want to do preparation, I'm okay to take a pay cut, but I want to do reviews, which you were already doing a year back. So I, the reason I say don't go behind money is don't go only for money. Evaluate all the other aspects. If there is growth, if there is opportunity which will enhance your role, which will help you grow, take it. As in, everybody needs more money, but you have to make sure that it's the right opportunity for you as well.
True, true. You were also mentioning that you worked on different taxation, different country taxes, US tax, UK, Germany, and all. So, did company push you, or it was your own interest? Were you
It
paid
was it
extra
was
for doing that, or you wanted to learn without any extra pay?
No, it was my interest. Like I mentioned in the beginning, that there were 30 people who were doing 1040 and 1120,
Hmm.
and we were still complaining to the leadership.
Hmm.
Okay, and after 4 or 5 years, I think 2006, 2007, which is 5 years from the time we started the career,
Hmm.
the leadership actually called us, all 30 of us.
Hmm.
They said, "Oh, we've been hearing you, that you guys have to do 2 seasons. So we give you a choice." So they gave everybody a choice, saying, "Okay, you can either choose individual and then stay individual for the rest of your career, or you can choose corporate and then stay corporate for the rest of the year." Okay, there were about 26, 28 people in that batch, and everybody chose one. I and there was one more guy. There were two people. We said, no, we want to continue doing both, because we are learning, we are growing, and then this helps us in doing that. So we want to do both. They said, no, we are no longer keeping that batch of dual handler. We want to get rid of that. So you have to choose one. And then the individual was my major always, because I had started signing tax returns there. So I took individual. And then the very next year,
Hmm.
UK tax started. UK individual tax. And I raised my hand. I said, I want to be that. So then what happened? From Feb through April, I'm doing US tax. From July through January, I'm doing UK tax. So it was my choice that
Hmm.
I wanted to do it because I want to learn. But I can tell you, in the current scenario, in the current market, that's what people are preferring. As in, the specialization uh, wave is gone, because earlier, as in, if you rewind 10 years back in the US taxation market, what was happening was the cost was very low. I would say easily half of what is today, or maybe less than half of what is today. So the US firms and all these MNCs, they used to come, they used to say, okay, can you do a 1040 return? I'm like, yeah. Can you provide the quality on the 1040 return? Yes. And they used to say, okay, you focus only on 1040 because the cost is low and we can manage.
Hmm.
And even if your utilization throughout the year is 50, 55%, they would say, yeah, that's fine. It cost me $90 in the US, it is costing me $18 here. I'm fine, you do it. But now things have changed. The last 5, 6 years, the comp have doubled. The comp have gone up drastically, very drastically. And then a lot of these mid-market firms have also come, and then a lot of demand has gone up. So now what is happening is the same 55% utilization or 50% utilization, which was happening 10 years back, is not working out from a financial point of view, because now the costs are 35, 38, 40, in some firms $45 as well, because you have to pay more to retain these people. So the per hour cost is going up. So
Yep.
now, because the costs have gone up, the firms, most of the firms, I would say, not much in the big four, but if you are working in anything apart from big four, having multiple skills is a big advantage for you. As in, if I am a recruiter, and if I have one candidate who's really good with 1040, and then if I have another candidate who's really good with, let's say, 1040 and 1065, maybe a little bit less than, from a technical point of view, a little bit less than the core 1040 person, I would go with this guy, because I can make him do 1040, I can make him do 1065, and I can keep his utilization 70%, and I will get my money back. But if I take only the 1040 guy, his quality might be better, but his utilization might be only 50%, because it's seasonal work and he cannot do anything else, and that might not work out. So if all the students, all the professionals who are listening, if there is one thing that you can do to stand out in the crowd, is have multiple skills. If you have started your career, if you're working on 1040, and that's the only work that your manager is giving you, go to your manager, tell him, I have availability, I will learn 1040 and 1065, 1120, 990, state and local tax, whatever you can. The more skills you have, the more marketable you will be. And if you have working experience, 2 seasons, 3 seasons of doing both, there are high chances that you will be able to switch with a good hike as well.
See, now the companies are also worried because I also keep placing people and all, even internally within iLead also. We teach the person, like ITR, BTR, PTR,
Correct.
payroll tax returns also, business tax return, individual tax returns and all. Initially, when they come, they make all the vision statements just like the owner of the company. And then after 3 years or something like that, they leave. Now, that's a challenge for the employer also. Now that you are an entrepreneur, earlier you were a leader. Now that you are
Correct.
an entrepreneur, somebody who has invested into building, such an human capital. Now, how does it feel seeing go?
Yeah. See, the
In
perspective
rebuilding,
definitely.
talent from the scratch. So,
Yeah.
does it
Yeah.
feel?
No, the vision, the perspective, the way you look at things definitely changes, because not because the talent strategy is still the same. We need to get the work done at a lower cost, as low as possible. That's the same strategy.
Mm,
But the difference when I'm looking at a leader, as a leader at a big firm, is I have a lot of investment, so I can invest in people. So I can hire somebody and then make them sit on bench for 2 months, 3 months before we hit the busy season. Because during busy season, I know there is more than enough work that he or she will do, and then get the hours that we need for the busy season.
mm,
But when you switch and then you become an entrepreneur, uh, as an early entrepreneur, as we progress, as we have enough work in future, maybe we will be able to invest as well. But as an early stages of the entrepreneurship, it is very hard to get that 2 3 months of bench that I can afford, because that's an additional cost for me, especially when I'm not sure how much work I'm going to get in the busy season. So uh, there's not much of a change in the way you look at things, but you make decisions based on the funding, the strategy, and how much work you're going to have, or how much growth you're going to have in the coming years. So that's the big view change, from as a leader versus as an entrepreneur. Because as a leader, we always look at long term, and then we invest, and then we grow, and then we prepare for the coming busy season. As an entrepreneur, there are a lot of uncertainties and changes which are there, for which we need to be prepared, and it cannot be at that comfort level like what you would do as a leader. As a leader, I would say, oh yeah, hire 50 people and we'll keep them occupied when the season comes in. But as an entrepreneur, I cannot just hire 50 people, because I need to make sure that I pay them salary, I keep them engaged, and I need to get enough work to keep them busy and then have them continue. So that's a big shift that you would see when you are an entrepreneur versus you are a leader managing big teams.
correct. I learned it, last 7 years at iLead.
Yeah, yeah.
Now,
I'm still learning.
because I think, the transition from a leader to a boss is painful. uh, I mean, what you have been doing as a leader, sometimes you are kind of curtailing that, so
Yeah, yeah,
only the person who has been a leader and then become an entrepreneur, I mean, a boss, probably, they will understand that. I mean,
correct.
especially those
Yeah,
who have come without any family background or any business. So those baby
yeah.
steps.
It will be hard for them. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
correct.
Well, when hiring, what do you look for beyond technical skills?
Yeah. So one definitely is you look for the technical skills, and I can tell you, when we go for hiring freshers, there is no technical skills as well. The main focus is their communication skills, because you are working remotely, you are in India, sometimes your clients are in the US. You have to make sure that you have a clear communication, both verbal as well as written. Two is the clarity, as in, if I ask a fresher and say, okay, what do you want to be in the next 5 years or in the next 3 years, like, I don't know, I'll do whatever comes my way, then you are not for me. You need to know, okay, yeah, uh, you need to be specific about what you want to be, or at least you need to have a fair idea. Okay, I want to do a job and probably get to a senior or do some kind of a review work. That is also fair. But if somebody tells me, no, I don't know, I'm just exploring everything, then that's a red flag for me. Three is definitely the zeal to learn. I think that's what is very critical, at least in our industry. It is very, very, very critical that you need to be open for learning. If you are not open for learning, then it is very hard, because right now, as the industry is changing, we've had people who have been doing 1040 for the last 6, 7, 8 years, okay, with the firm, and they want to switch. And then now we want them to start learning 1120 or 1065 so that we can get better utilization and they are better occupied, but they're not ready. I'm like, yeah, you have a steady job as of today, but if you are not open for learning, if you're not open to learn more, it will just make you redundant in few years. I can tell you there are few people who have done only federal and only that one client for the last 15 years.
Oh,
And the firm just lost that client, and now they don't know what to do,
oh,
because they only know that client, they only know federal. Maybe they will find some other client for them, but if they had explored other areas or had learned other aspects of the business and have managed bigger things, then it is easier to switch from that to something else. But if not, it's hard. So openness for learning, your what you want to be and how you're going to get there, those are the main aspects that we would look for. And if they have that, and if technical, for a fresher, definitely technical doesn't matter, but even for an experienced person, if they're not that well versed or expert in technical, we still hire them, because they can go to Google, read the forms and get the answers. But if they don't have the attitude, they can't learn the attitude of learning.
correct. What are the common mistakes that you've seen freshers make?
They one definitely is they give up very early. I think we hire a lot of people from the campus, and then they come, and then what they tend to do is, some of them, as in let's say we hired 15 to 18 people, become graduates, but from their same college, couple of them, few of them, they went for MBA or they went for something else. And these people, they see their post, they're like, okay, I should have done MBA. You don't make a decision after you come, and then after a few months, after seeing their Instagram post or their video on the social media, you decide whether you want to do MBA or you don't want to do MBA. But if you've taken the job, that consistency is what is missing. They see someone else doing MBA, they want to do MBA. They see someone else doing YouTube videos, they want to do YouTube. They see someone else going into BPO, they want to go BPO. And then as the season comes in, and then we ask them to do 50 hours, 60 hours per week, they're like, no, this is too much work. My friend is not doing, my cousin is not doing, and that person is not doing, so I cannot do. And they give up. But there are very few who are committed. As in, I always call the busy season as the season of learning. As in, that's when you actually learn most of the things. As in, theoretical knowledge definitely there, but your practical knowledge comes only when you slog yourself during the busy season. Otherwise, after the busy season, again, there is no work. So if you are committed to put in the hours and then stay long term, you will definitely see the success. But in 6 months, in 8 months, you say, okay, my parents are saying that I should not be traveling 1 hour for work, but you're asking me to come 3 days to office, I cannot come. Then you cannot survive anywhere. As in, we are asking you so that you come and then spend time with the colleagues and team members and learn so that you can grow. But if you cannot go for 3 days, 1 hour, I asked a straightforward question to them: oh, what are you gonna do? Like, stay at home. Like, then that is different. But there is no other job where you don't have to put the hours. You have to put hours. You have to be committed in any job that you take. You want to do your own business, you have to put hours. You want to do a to be a YouTuber, which is a very fancy many of them choose nowadays, that in fact has more effort and hard work than the busy season that we do. And people don't understand that. They're like, okay, I'll become YouTuber, and then they go, they spend 6 months, they're like, it's not working out. So they need to be committed, and they need to be committed for a certain long duration of time. 3 months, 6 months is not a duration for you to decide whether this is a career that you want to do. You should spend at least year and a half, and then say, okay, is this meant for me or not? And then a pre-decision definitely will help. Before joining itself, you have to make the decision whether you want to do it or not. But if you have taken it, give good amount of time. And when I was leaving BDO and then starting my entrepreneur journey, one of the question everybody asked was, why do you want to do that? Will you come back? Will you come back? How soon you will come back? I'm like, see, I have made a commitment that the next 2 years, whether I make $0 or whether I make $1 million, I'm not going to come back into the corporate job. After 2 years is what I will make a decision. I'll think about whether to come back or not. But the next 2 years, I'm not coming. That's my commitment to my business. I don't want to come and then say, okay, 3 months happened, it's not working out, I want to go back into corporate. No, 2 years minimum. And that's what everybody needs to do. You're starting a career, give a good 18 months, 2 years to determine whether you want to do it or not. In the first 3 months, 6 months, it will always be struggle. Like if I tell you, the first 6 months, 8 months that of my entrepreneurship journey, I've had hundreds of disappointments.
Yeah.
People don't respond, they come on call, they see the demo, they never respond back to me, they say not like this, not like. But we know this is how the journey will be. If I decide to make a decision based on the first 6 months of my entrepreneur journey, by now I would have been back doing some tax leader, India leader role somewhere. But you have to give enough time to see whether it's going to work or not. 3 months, 6 months is not a good time.
True. True. I'm sure you would have learned so many new things after you
Yeah,
started.
oh, a lot of things, a lot of things. Then entrepreneurship is about expect the unexpected. Anything can happen tomorrow, anything can happen in the next 1 week, positive and negative as well.
Yeah. Very good. Now, how do you identify future leaders?
It's again very much related to their attitude, more than anything else. We need to see how committed they are, what is their commitment level to the business, to their teams, what is their focus. As in, there are different types of leaders. You have people who focuses on what went wrong. You have people who focus on I will tell you and you have to do it. You have people who focuses on business is number one priority. We have people, leaders who focus on people. So depending on what the role is, none of these are right or wrong. All of these are required in certain areas or the other. But I personally say that a leader is somebody who is more focused or a result oriented person. As in, uh, even if there's an escalation or even if there is a issue that has happened, a leader is someone who will back their people and then find a solution for that. I'm saying that you always back your people, but try to find a solution. If the team member needs to be changed, it needs to be changed, or if the engagement needs to be changed, it needs to be changed. But a leader is someone who balances between people and business and process and everything. So that's what will make them a good leader. If you are only focused on business, if you're only focused on cost, you might be losing the people aspect. But if you are focused only on your people, then you might start losing money because you're not making them work the hours that they need to do. So I always look at people who are very balanced, and not panic. As in business, or leadership, there will always be panic situations, and then if you get stressed during a panic, your decision will be wrong. You have to stay calm. You have to stay calm. You have to stay cool, to see and evaluate all the different aspects of the situation, and then take a call as to how to resolve that, or if something is already done, how to avoid that in future. But do not panic or take too much stress, because the moment you do that, your decision making power goes down and you always tend to make wrong decisions.
True. What leadership lesson has stayed with you until now?
For me, one thing which I always do is I always believe there is a win-win situation in every area. So if there is a hiring that you have to do, so let's say, you like a candidate, he's asking 50%, your budget is only 20%, but there is always a way that he can adjust little, I can adjust little, and then we can make it work. So I always believe that there is a midway, there is a win-win path which is always available, and we should try to explore that and make that work. If I stick to that and say no, I'm going to give you only 20%, nothing more than that, and if he's going to stick to saying okay, I want 40%, otherwise I'm not going to come, then business will not run, or things will not progress. Whether it is a internal conflict, external conflict, hiring, firing, wherever you see, there's always a middle ground where you can always go and make sure that you take the middle path and not be stubborn on one or the other.
Good, good. Now, let's come to the GCC opportunities. Hmm? So, India is becoming a global GCC hub as we see. Now,
Yes.
according to you, because you are seen, from 2002, what opportunities do you see for Indian professionals in US tax and accounting?
Yeah. No, I think the next few years, I think the last 2 years plus the next 3 to 4 years is definitely a big boom for India, because if you look at US,
Hmm.
uh, not many CPAs are getting passed out. Not many people are choosing accounting as a profession, so they are very much short of accountants to come in and then manage this whole tax practice for accounting firms. And then many accounting firms, what they are seeing is, uh, the partners are about to retire, but there are no candidates who actually gonna become partner and then take this business ahead and then manage it. So that poses a very good opportunity for India, because India being the accounting hub and with the kind of talent that we have, we see a lot of opportunities. And I can tell you from the time, in the last 1 year, from the time I quit my corporate job, I have personally seen 6, 7 mid-sized CPA firms who have set up their GCCs, and as we speak, there are 3 to 4 more who are actually in the process of setting it up. And then this trend is going to increase. And then one thing that we'll have to note is the kind of firms that are going to come in the next 3 years are all mid-sized firms. If you look at the top 50 accounting firms in India,
Hmm.
40 to 42 of them, they're already here.
Hmm.
So you're not going to see those big firms. You will see a lot of smaller firms who are either generalist, kind of build a generalist profile. I do see, after you put my name on LinkedIn, I do see a lot of requests where uh, somebody who's currently doing BCom, they've already done enrolled agent. That I call it as a commitment. If I had an opening today,
Hmm.
and if I see somebody who has done BCom and they've already done their enrolled agent, that's the person that I would hire, because you are showing your commitment towards US taxation. Because usually it's about 6 7 years later is when people tend to think about, okay, should I do my EA or should I enroll for the CPA? But if a graduate is showing that commitment that he or she has already done enrolled agent, completed it, and they want to get into the industry, they are the best suited candidate for a fresher hire. If they're
Yes. Make
definitely be the
note
first
of Mr. Vijay.
option to get hired.
Absolutely, absolutely. Thank you for adding that. Because I think these courses licenses will definitely make them job ready for GCC also. Yeah.
Correct. Correct. They would be. They would be. Because, see, as a recruiter, if I have a plain BCom graduate versus I have a somebody who's graduate plus enrolled agent, I have to pay same salary. For me, there is no difference from a cost point of view. But I would definitely choose an enrolled agent because he knows, at least he has the theoretical knowledge of US taxation. But the BCom guy who has not done enrolled agent, I'll have to train him and give him the theoretical knowledge. So I would choose those people.
Absolutely. Absolutely. What advice would you want to give to someone who is aspiring to be a GCC leader in the GCC? Any advice you
Yeah.
would?
So I would say you should start looking at things from an entrepreneurial point of view. See, the biggest goal of a GCC is cost.
Hmm.
The whole reason the GCCs were set up many years back was cost, and today also cost is one of the factor. But today talent has become a bigger factor because there's no talent available. But still, the second number factor is cost. So if you really want to be a GCC leader, there are 2 3 things that you will have to manage really well. One is you have to make sure that you manage your people under you,
Hmm.
mentor them, coach them, from 2 reasons. One is definitely you're building a brand for yourself. Two is as you grow up. So if I want to grow up today, I have to give my role to somebody else. If I don't have a backup, if I don't have somebody in my team who can take my role, then I'm stuck. So you have mentor people. Yes, you need to understand your business. If something happens like this, hire people. How do we are managed? How do we make sure our client satisfaction is managed? No, end to end, make an impact. So the first thing is you need to understand business. How do you do business? All of those areas. And then you need to identify one area which can help in reducing the cost or which can help in providing better quality or better client satisfaction. Something which is big, that can show a big impact. And that's where I chose automation because I wanted to make an impact in how we do returns and do something big. Automation was my favorite. I've always been following automation right from Excel macros to all the way to Heltrix. I said, okay, let me build some automations. And again, uh, you might have 10 ideas, not all 10 will be successful, but if one idea is successful, you are visible and you become the future leader. But if you give 3 ideas, 3 were not successful, you give up and you don't give any further ideas, then your chance is gone. You will never get to the leadership level. So understanding the business, managing your people, and making that one big impact in your favorite area, whatever area that is, make that, choose that area, make an impact so that you are visible for the top leadership, and that's how you grow and manage and become the future leader.
Wonderful. So yesterday I saw a post on LinkedIn about the US tax talent shortage. So why is hiring experienced US tax professionals becoming so difficult? So can you tell us
Okay.
something about that? Like why are
Correct.
struggling today?
So
What
right
skill?
now, yeah. So it is somewhere related to what we spoke about the new firms that are coming. Okay, so if you look back up until 2019 or 2020, the US taxation business in India, I would say 90% of that work was with the big fours. If you exclude the US tax people who were working with the big fours back in 2019 before COVID, there were very handful of people. There were not many. But during COVID and post COVID, what has happened is a lot of these new firms either they were existing but they were not growing that much, or they have come new, like RSM, GT, Baker Tilly, BDO. Uh, uh, all of these firms have grown exponentially in their US tax practice post COVID, during COVID and post COVID. But the need for these firms is the generalist. But what EY has developed, what the big fours have developed and built over these years is specialist. If you go to EY, if you go to Deloitte and say, okay, what are there any generalists here? There are no generalists. Either they do only 1040 or they do only 1065 or they do only or only. There'll be very few who might be there, but overall, if you see specialist. But now these new firms who are coming, they want generalist. So that's where is a big mismatch that is happening. You might see somebody who has 10 years of experience in Deloitte and he might be doing 1040, but RSM will not hire them. Your Baker Tilly will not hire them because they don't want specialist. They want generalist. So in the last 3-4 years, all of these firms have developed their own generalist, as in they hired freshers, they made them do dual taxes, and they have built this talent pool of generalist. But what happens is every 6 months, 8 months, one new firm comes and they pull all these generalists into them. And then every 8 months, 10 months, a new firm comes, they pull all the generalists. So because there is a mismatch between the professionals who are available in the market versus the skill set that is required for these jobs, they are not able to fill. I can tell you, RSM, Baker Tilly, BDO, we have positions open for almost like 3 months because the candidate doesn't have the generalist profile or they don't have the experience. And that's why I say if they are ready to learn, we still hire them. But if people are not ready to learn, then it's not going to happen. As in, right now, the biggest gap that we have in the US tax industry in the Indian market is your supervisors, assistant managers, it's like 4 or 5 years of experience. So that is the hot cake that everybody wants, but they want them to be generalist, at least know two taxes, and that, if you have that, you can go and fill those jobs. But it is not very common to see the generalist with 7-8 years. Now 3-4 years you get it because all these GTE, RSM, video, they have built 3-4 years experienced people with the generalist model, but 7-8 years experienced generalists are not available. So that part is where the gap is, and then that's where we also want to kind of do some counseling and mentoring to these people and say, if you really want to make a career, then convert yourself into a generalist, and then we can guide them on how and what they can do to become more like a generalist profile and then grow in this industry. Because 3 years, 4 years from now, the specialist will not have that much value. The generalist will have more value in the market.
This is something that the owners should also listen to. Actually, they are
Yes,
listening. Yeah. What attracted you to AI and automation?
I have always been very high on automation. So back in 2006, 2007, we used to work on this something called gross up calculation.
Hmm.
So So I was very curious. It was actually a Excel sheet which did all the calculations,
Hmm.
but I had the craze to learn more from a technical point of view. But I broke the entire Excel sheet, as in it had different tabs, it had different calculation. I saw everything, and I kind of understood how automation is actually. It was just an Excel sheet, but it was helping. And then in 2008, the whole project was given to me, saying, okay, we have to update this whole calculation, the gross up calculator for 2008 tax rules. Since you know it in and out,
Hmm.
you do it. So I did the whole thing, and then I brought in some improvements as well, saying, okay, can we do this formula, that formula? I learned a lot of VBA and all of that, and I built that. And at that time, there was something called Rachana Award, which was given to somebody who does innovation in EY, and I won that in 2008. And that's when the journey started.
Hmm.
But the technology has taken a big leap in the last 4 or 5 years. If I show a fresher the macro that I had created in 2008,
Hmm.
he or she might laugh at me and say, "Oh, what is this? I can do that." But now the technology has gone so high. So I continued to do that. I did the automation, the Rachana Award, Excel in EY, but then I focused more on technical. But when I moved to PwC, one thing that I kind of told the leadership there was EY is much, much ahead when it comes to technology.
Hmm.
And the leader who I told to, she remembered that, okay, this guy is giving us feedback on technology. And then in the 1040 process, we built a lot of Excel calculators, we built a lot of macros and VBAs and everything and whatnot. And we brought the average hour that it takes to prepare a return down by 3 hours. So 3 hours per return is what we saved by building these automations. And in 2018, PwC was taking a big bet on automation, and they wanted to have a dedicated person leading the whole automation effort. So the leader to whom I had given the feedback, she called me and she said, "You had always been complaining about automation. We are lagging and everything. So now you take the lead. You become the tax automation leader." So that's when I spent almost 2.5, 3 years just doing automation, nothing else. I used to talk to the team, understand what they're doing, and talk to the developers, the automation guys, and understand what can be built, build, test, deploy, build, test, deploy. We deployed almost 130 different automations, very small to big ones. So that's when I went much deeper into automation. But when I moved to BDO, the story was different because when I joined BDO, the team size, the tax team size, the entire practice was 10 people. And when I left PwC as a 1040 leader, I had 600 people. So that was also a very
Wonderful.
shocking decision that people saw. That you're already managing 600 people. Why do you want to go for a 10-member team? And I was like, no, it is not about what it is today. It is about what it will be in 4 years from now.
Correct.
And then in 4 years, we built it from 10 people when I joined to 1100 people. And that's what I left PwC for, to build this to 1100 people.
Wonderful.
But in video, there's not much automation that we did because a lot of focus was more on on building the team, recruiting. I would have done almost 1500 to 1800 interviews in that span of 3 years. And then there was more focus on process and onboarding clients and maintaining the clients. And now, actually, BDO is investing a lot in the automation. But when I took over as the tax leader, at that time, the focus was more on building the team and then building the process.
Very good. Very good. So there are almost like 6,300 plus people watching now. So
Wow.
one of the common questions that I hear is, sir, should we fear AI? I mean, this is something I hear from peers also. Nanda, do you think, AI will take away the tax business? I mean, I hear it from the students, sir. Do you think our jobs will be gone? So what's your take on that?
Should you fear from AI? Answer is yes, you should fear. Uh, but will it take away the jobs? The answer is it depends on what job you are currently doing. If your current job is all about taking the data from a PDF file and putting it into a system or putting it into an Excel or in some kind of a formatting, then that will be gone. Those jobs will not be there. But if you are focused on technical, if you really know in and out of your technical work, that's what should be the focus. The more technically sound you are, the better opportunities you would get. I can tell you all these cloud, chat, GPT, perplexity, whoever is giving all these answers, uh, at 70%, if it's a basic question, 70-80% of the time they're giving the correct answer. But if it is something more technical, they are not giving the right answer. They give something which they only put a disclaimer that you need to validate. So if you are a technical person, then nobody can take that technical knowledge away from you. And all these chat gpts and everything which are giving everything for free today, they'll not give anything for free. Right now they have to build the customer base, they're giving it to you for free. But in few years they'll ask money, and very few will pay that money to get an answer which is not very accurate. So I would say focus on building your tax technical skills. See the full picture, don't just restrict yourself to what is assigned to you. So let's say you are working in a accounting firm and then you are part of a state team. Let's say you are part of the state team, you know how to do the state return. Don't restrict yourself and just learn and focus on states. Understand what happens in federal, understand what happens before the federal return gets done. You understand after your return is done what is the process. You need to understand the full picture.
Mm.
So that curiosity you will have to build and understand the full picture of the process, the business that you are working on, and focus on technicals. As in, if you are technically very strong, you have a lot of demand in the market. But if you are more into these processing kind of jobs, then now is the time. Find a technical role and start shifting there, because all these processing jobs, invoice processing, your I can tell you in EY they had a 800 member FP&A team. It has gone down to 200 people, because what they were doing was taking the financial statement, they were trying to do some analysis and then create a report. That's what more than 40% of the people were doing, and that got automated, and that's gone. But if the 200 people who are there, they are more of consultants, they are more of strategic people who review the financial statements and provide comments on what it looks like, what are the anomalies, what does it indicate, and all of that. There are no preparers. So if you are really doing only kind of a data entry kind of a job, or putting files from here to there, downloading from there, or putting it in this, those will go away. But yeah, focusing on technical would be critical. And then along with that, make sure your communication skills are really good, because you might be very talented, you might know everything in the world, but if you're not able to communicate that well, then it's of no use. So you need to focus on how to build the technical skills and how you would communicate your strong communication skills, so that you can talk to the manager. Sometimes you'll have to talk to the partner and everyone. So do not hesitate, just build that skill.
Now, coming back to your family. So, what did your family and friends say when you resigned?
They were shocked. They were definitely really shocked. My wife knew because it was not a decision that I took in one day or 1 week or 1 month. It took me 4 to 5 months to make this decision. So we had lot of discussions internally. So my wife is a leadership coach. She's been doing coaching for big leaders, big CEOs of big companies. So I do get some free coaching from her. So we did a lot of brainstorming, and we said, yeah, if I don't get to do it now, I'll never be able to do it. That was the final conclusion. And from a financial point of view, also we're doing well, so that in case if it doesn't work out, we can still don't have to compromise anything with our spends and everything. So it was a family decision, and she did that 6 years back in 2020. She quit a tax manager job with PwC to start and become a coach, a leadership coach. In that time, I said, "Yeah, I'm earning enough. You can go." And now this time, she said, "Yeah, I'm earning enough. You can go." So we took turns, and then came out of the corporate world.
Wonderful, wonderful. So she's your best half.
Yes, yes.
Very good. What's her name?
Sarita Rochwan.
Sarita. Okay, Sarita, Vijay loves you.
She already put it in the LinkedIn post.
Fine. Okay. What advice would you like to give to professionals who want to start their own business?
Be prepared. That's the only thing I would say. Give your commitment. I think one is you need to make sure that everybody who is involved with your decisions are in agreement. So I would not just take a decision and then tell my wife that, oh, I have decided to quit and then I'm gonna do business from tomorrow. No, I consult with her, we discuss, and then it's a family decision. We take decisions together, and that has to be done, because tomorrow, if things don't go well, then everything will come on you. If it was not consulted, you have to take everybody together. Two is give your 200%. You need to be prepared to give your 200%. If you say, no, I'll work only from 9:30 to 6 like what I did in the corporate, then that will not work. When I came out, I did calls at 11 p.m. because it's US people.
Yeah.
Like, I'm open. You're available at 12. I'll do at 12 in the midnight. I don't care. But you need to be prepared for that. And then give a long term commitment. 2 years is minimum that I would say, because first year you will not make money, because not many people know you. It's a very new thing, and especially with tax domain. And if you are into tax outsourcing, there is one thing called 7216, which is the most problematic thing that
Yeah.
the outsourcing people would hear. If you don't get the contract in December, then we meet next December. In between, nothing can happen. But yeah, if you're into bookkeeping and other kind of work, then yes, then in between the year things do happen. But if you're into tax compliance, then you have a very short window where you can convince the client and get you signed up just before the busy season. Once the busy season hits in, they're not going to talk to you, they're not going to respond to any of your emails, and then they say, okay, anyways, October is coming, that's when we'll evaluate. So you need to be more patient, and wait for at least 2 years to make a decision whether it is working out or not, and then be prepared to put in more hours, and then be calm. Things will not work, but you need to stay calm and then just continue doing what you're doing, and then one fine day it will work.
Definitely. Now, any. Oh.
Yeah. What
I,
answers came or what?
I think you should watch it. Okay, greetings to you, Sarita ji. Good, good. Nice. Chalo. Now, any suggestions you have for the people who are already in the business on how they manage the off season, retain the employees and all, and how to keep
Yeah,
them engaged?
correct. Now that's a very big challenge, and especially if you are in the corporate and if you have a lot of other things. In some firms, they say, okay, if you're doing busy season, it is fine for us. But in some firms, they have other work that they can give to these preparers. They can do it. So that's why my suggestion is, if you are an entrepreneur, you should have multiple source of work that you can engage into. As in, if you're doing only tax compliance, then it will be really hard. You will lose people right after the busy season. But along with the tax compliance, you should mix it up with bookkeeping, or you mix it up with uh, other country taxes like UK tax or Australian tax, Canadian tax, so that you can keep them busy. And in worst case, if you don't have anything else, you can actually train and groom them to do other aspects of the business. So one of my preparer, he's my BD guy. He reaches out to the clients in the US, and then he kind of reaches out to them. He sends messages. He kind of helps me schedule a meeting with the US guy. He's actually a tax preparer, but he does the BD work. And there is one preparer of mine who actually creates all these posts that you see on LinkedIn about everything that I put in. Half of it is done by me, half of it is done by him. So he helps me with all of these things just to keep him engaged. He also loves doing things, so
Mm,
we keep them engaged. But yes, in the long run, it is really hard if you don't keep them engaged. They're just gonna go and join some other firm. But you need to be very transparent with your employees. As in, if you're doing something, then they need to know why we are doing something. If you're not doing something, they need to know why we're not doing something. They are equal partners in our business. I don't go to my team and say, okay, we are doing this and you have to do this from tomorrow. No, I tell them this is what the situation is and these are the circumstances, and based on that, we are thinking that we will do this. So if you give them the context, they will give more than 100%. But if you don't give them the context and say, okay, no, you have to work over this weekend because I want you to work, they will not work. You tell them that, okay, this certain thing has happened because of which the client deadline has been missed, and we have to work to meet our client expectations, and they will work for you. I've had people where, even without saying, they'll work on a weekend because I just say that, okay, we need people to work so that we can meet these deadlines, we can meet the expectations of our client. They do it.
yeah, good. Fine. So before we conclude today's session, I would like to
I
open.
need to give the answers. Wait,
Yeah,
wait.
I would like to open the floor for
So my,
questions.
yeah, so my mother tongue is Sindhi. I'm a
Hindi.
Sindhi.
Okay. I think
So,
Jonah answered that.
oh, is it?
Yeah.
I didn't see that. Okay, so my
Also
full
somebody.
name is Vijay Kumar Narayandas Talreja, which is
Very
which
good.
is the surname of a typical Sindhi family.
Oh,
And the college I studied in Bangalore, it's called United Mission Degree College. It's not in the top 50 or top 100 or top 500. It might be bottom 5 or bottom 10, that college. But I learned a lot, and those are kind of icebreakers that I always ask people about my college and my mother tongue.
wonderful. I think the audience will remember that now. So before we conclude today's session, Vijay, I would like to open the floor for questions from our live audience. So I think we have students, professionals, team leaders, managers, entrepreneurs, industry experts also joining us from different parts of India and around the world. So this is a wonderful opportunity, people, to learn directly from Mr. Vijay. who has successfully built a career across leadership, US taxation, automation, GCCs, and entrepreneurship. So feel free to post your questions in the chat box. And Mr. Vijay Narayandas is also on LinkedIn. You can also message him, send a invite. So whatever your question is related to US tax careers, EA, CPA, GCC opportunities, AI and automation, leadership, entrepreneurship, career growth, and all, or any other professional development topic, we will be happy to take your questions.
No, there's one guy who answered actually, Santosh.
Yeah.
Santosh CMA has put Sindhi. I
Yes.
didn't see that.
Yes. So I think Santosh deserves a chocolate.
Yes, for sure.
Okay. So we will try to cover, as many as possible. In case you have any questions, please do post in the comment section, or you can directly message Mr. Vijay on LinkedIn. Okay.
Sure.
Now, while our audience is typing their questions, Vijay, so let me begin with some, rapid fire round questions. Okay.
Sure.
One word that describes leadership.
People.
Best career decision you ever made.
And the current one to become entrepreneur.
Very good. Biggest lesson from failure.
Patience. You need to have patience.
One AI tool everyone should learn.
AI tool. AI tool keeps changing, but yeah, you need to learn, I would say, Chat GPT, how to utilize it properly.
Okay. One habit that changed your life.
Uh, I would not say meditation, but it being by yourself. Because earlier I used to work 10-12 hours, but never have a break to spend time with myself. But many years back, I learned that I need to spend time with myself, not just even throughout the day.
Hmm.
And I started blocking time just to stay alone, close my laptop, just process what is happening. So you can call it meditation,
Very.
but yeah, it's alone time.
One book every professional should read.
Uh, Think and Grow Rich. I think that's one thing that I've read many times,
Right.
because everything is in the mind first, then it is in actuality.
Very good. Very good. Coffee or tea?
Tea, strong
Chai.
ginger.
Day guy or night guy?
Night.
Okay. Corporate
Night.
career or
Yeah, I
entrepreneurship?
do entrepreneur.
Yeah, you were saying
Decided
something.
I don't have to wait for 2 years. I don't have to wait for 2 years. I already decided entrepreneur full time.
Good. You were saying something on the chai.
No, for the night, I was saying,
Ah,
in the night, if I sit and start doing automation development, when it will become 3 o'clock, I won't know. 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, I'll just keep on going.
that's nice. That's nice. So imagine that a student watches this interview 5 years from now and remembers only one thing you should say. What would be that?
Think long term.
Wonderful. Wonderful. So we have a question from Mr. Kaushal.
Mhm.
Vijay, I have done my CPA at the age of 50 and I want to have work experience in US taxation. Please advise. I think, Mr. Kaushal, you can also very much call our office. We will tell you. Of course, let's hear from Vijay also. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, definitely. I think first thing that anybody would like to know, whether it is me or anybody who you approach at this point, is what made you switch your career, or if you're already into accounting, then what made you come into CPA. I would recommend that you should not reach out to the bigger firms. You should reach out to some smaller firms who have only 8 people, 10 people. Those will be very open to give you the opportunity. Big firms usually stay away from giving such opportunities.
Wonderful. Now, Santosh has a question. For someone with no coding background, what practical steps would you recommend to start exploring AI opportunities in taxation? Foremost, Santosh, you guessed it right. So it is Sindhi. So kudos to you.
Yes, yeah,
You
yeah.
mentioned
No,
it.
no. I'm not sure where you heard that from, but yes, that's the right answer. And thanks for guessing that. For somebody without coding experience, and let me be very honest, I don't have coding experience as well. The first thing that if you want to get into automation or if you want to get into AI, is there are two things to it. One is you need to understand your work, what you're doing every day, and analyze in such a way, not like how to do this work. You should look at it from a third party's point of view, from a technology point of view, to say, okay, what part of this can be automated? Can I automate this part? And to do that, more than coding, you should be able to read the case studies or analyze what the market is offering when it comes to AI. So a simple example is you would see a lot of firms who provide this service of data extraction. So you give them the PDF, they will extract the data, and then they will give it to you. So you need to be kind of evaluating these, see the market, see what is happening, and analyze what work you're doing and try to match it. And say, okay, I have a lot of these PDFs which I read or which I analyze and take out the data. Can I build an automation? So any activity that you do which doesn't require a human judgment or a technical judgment, it can be automated. And then you can go into cloud, chat GPT, and say, okay, I have this, I want to build a tool, suggest, and then it will suggest you. Simple tools like Excel automation, analytics automation, it's pretty easy nowadays. You just tell, and then it will build the Excel and give it to you. If you want to go deeper, then you need to have the knowledge, not actual coding knowledge, because even today, I don't do the core coding. I have a team that does the core coding for me. I tell them, okay, this is how the flow should be. This is how the PDF should be generated, or this is what are the data that it should extract. This is how it should flow from here to here, from here to here. And then I test everything and I tell them, okay, these 6 things are working, these 2 are not working, fix it. And they fix it, I test. So having that coding knowledge is not really important. Having the knowledge of what can be automated and identifying that, and then taking it to the right person and say, okay, let's sit together and let's build automation for this. That's what is more critical. As in, there are a lot of engineers who are there who know how to automate, but they don't know the business process. There are a lot of business people who don't know how to automate, so they just continue doing it manual way. So the one who is able to combine these two aspects, understanding the business, identifying what process can be automated, and then doing a research on what tools can be used to automate this process and implement it. That's what is the key, and then that's what you will need to focus on. Don't focus on coding, because coding, if you get into coding, just learning one type of coding, let's say you want to learn Python, that itself will take you 3 years, 4 years to learn. Even today, I don't know everything in Python, but whatever is required for my process, I know those things. Other than that, I don't know anything. So focus on the process first. Don't focus on coding. Focus on the process. Identify areas, activities which does not require human judgment or a decision making that needs to be done. See how that can be automated. Bring tools which kind of help you in automating that. Learn those tools and then build it.
Perfect. Very good. Next question is from Rishita. Sir, if everyone has access to the same AI tools and knowledge, what will separate the top 1% professionals from everyone else?
It is the matching. As in, if you are able to connect the dots between business and the AI, that's where the differentiator will be. As I'm not praising myself, but everybody knows how to code. Everybody knows how to do a 1040 return. Why is that? It's only me who's building the automation, because I'm able to connect the dots and say, okay, there are tools which can actually uh, help me build these automations, and then we can get more efficient. And that's why I'm taking that step. As in, there are thousands of people who know how to do 1040 returns, and as you said, everybody has access to the same AI tools. The one who takes the risk of building it, that's what will be the differentiator.
True. Now we have a question from Manish. Looking back, is there anything you would have done differently? Do you know this person or?
No, I don't know. Manish, no, I don't know that person. Looking back, what I would have done differently, not that much, but I would have focused a little bit more on fine tuning my soft skills at the in the early stages. I have fine tuned it, but in the early stages, I used to be little straightforward, which not many people liked it. But if I had fine tuned that, I would have fast tracked my growth by 1 or 2 years.
Good, good. Fine. Another question from Mr. Ranadir. Sir, with AI and automation changing the US tax and accounting industry, what skills should aspiring professionals focus on today to build a successful long term career?
Yeah, I think going back, it is your technical skills. You need to know the the taxes in and out. If you know that, then you have a very stable career. And accountants in general have, as in the tax preparers, accountants in general have a stable career, because every now and then when the government changes, there are rules that are changing, there are new things that are coming. So during COVID, it is a very funny story. So during COVID, everybody said that, okay, we don't have work, we don't have much work, but accountants were super duper busy, because there was credits that were given, there were exemptions that were given, and there were job loss calculations that we had to do, so we were busy doing that. So even during COVID, it actually increased the work for the accountants than reducing it. And back then, when we started our career, we used to do 1040 returns by hand. We had one of our leader, he used to give us the source documents, and he used to give us the blank 1040 forms. And he says, go do everything manually, fill this form and get it back. We have done tax calculations manually, we have done depreciation calculations manually, everything we have done manually. So now it doesn't go out of our brain. But if you had been using tools and technology and everything to do the returns, but you don't know the technical, it will be hard. You need to know what the automation is doing so that you are technically strong.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We have a follow up question from Mr. Kaushal. How did you develop the automation tool for taxation? How much time it took you to develop the prototype and going live with the tool?
Yeah, it took almost 4 months, 4 to 5 months for us to develop the prototype. I had the idea. I knew the kind of tools, the technology infrastructure that had to be used, because I was exposed to that while I was working as a automation leader at PwC. So I actually hired a consultant, a contractor, with whom I shared my idea, the flow, and everything. And there are tools. It's called Figma. So you can go into Figma, you can create a dummy. It will ask you questions. You kind of modify. It will show you everything as though it is a real uh, automation, but it's not a real automation. It's just a dummy automation. So I built the whole thing in Figma. and I showed it to my developer who's on contract, and then I walked him through, and then we sat together, and he was doing the back end, I was doing the front end, and then that's how we built it.
Do you want to tell anything about your company, Vijay,
Yeah, sure. So
with help?
GTPH very much focused on automation. So we are not into core tax outsourcing, but we are mainly into building automations. So we released our first automation in October, which is called 1040 Viz. It's a 1040 preparation automation. What it basically does is it extracts all the required information from your source documents, W2s, 1040s, K1s, 1099Rs, charities, and everything. And then it will show you on screen what it has extracted and then what category it is categorizing it as, and then you will see all of those data, and then if you agree with that, then you can export that into your tax software, CCH ecosystem, Intuit, UltraTax, and then your preparation is pretty much complete, and now your preparer is actually turned himself into a reviewer where he's going into the locator and he's seeing if the amounts have flown properly and if the amounts have come properly. So there's no requirement for the preparer to enter those amounts in software anymore. Our tool will do that. The second automation we released was in December. It's called Form Gen. So basically, we see accountants and tax professionals, they have to generate like hundreds of forms, like W2s, INTs, K1s, and they have all the data in Excel, but they want to generate the PDFs from the Excel. So the Form Gen is basically you upload in Excel, let's say 100 page, 100 lines, 150 lines, and then it will translate that into 150 W2s or 150 K1 forms. It can be customized to any form. If you want to do it for the Indian Form 16 form, we can do that. Or if you want to do it for the UK P60 form, we can do that. So any PDF form, if you want to do generation in bulk, Form Gen is the tool that is used. The third automation we released in May. It's called the 990 Prep. So 990 is a not-for-profit tax return that the organizations have to file. It's an informational form, but still it has a filing requirement, and it is a little bit of more data-driven. There's a lot of reporting that they have to do. So we have an online questionnaire which the client will fill, and based on the questionnaire that is filled by the client, it will tell that okay, these are the 10 different data that I need from you. There's an Excel template that is provided to the client fills everything in that Excel, uploads it back into our portal, and then it comes to the preparation side, and we incorporate all of those, and we see all of the data on the screen. And once we are satisfied that all the data that is required to be reported, it's all there, you export that into your tax software, CCH and Go systems. So right now we are actually working on releasing the 2.0 version of our 1040 Viz, because during the season we got a lot of enhancement suggestions from our existing client which could further make it more efficient. So we are working on that, and we're expecting that by end of this month we will release the 2.0 version of the 1040 Viz.
Okay, very good. What's the website address?
It is GTPH.ai.
Okay, GTPH.ai.
Yeah.
Fine. So that's the website, people. Probably you can just type it in the comment section. It'll be easy for the audience to go through. And also, one of the questions that I've got on WhatsApp is like, will it be as reasonable as Drake tax software?
Which software?
Drake. Drake tax.
No, our software is not a tax preparation software. Our software is only a extractor come aggregator. So if you have heard anything about SurePrep or Filed or Juno, So we come in that category. Drake is a tax preparation software. These are not tax preparation software. These assist in doing the tax preparation.
Okay, so can
But
you
yes,
just tell us
we are
how
cheaper
does
than
it help?
ShortPrep, Filed, and Juno.
Like, can you tell the viewers who are using Drake or CCH how this will help them?
So with
How your
Drake,
tool will work?
with CCH, I can explain. So let's say if you are preparing a 1040 return in CCH, okay, as of today,
Hmm.
what the preparer is doing is he's looking at a W2 from a PDF and he's entering the amount in the CCH locator, box 1, box 2, box 3, box 4, like that. And then you have INTs, you have DIVs. So let's say you have 5, 6 documents. Then it's not that of an hassle. A preparer can go do it manually. But we have high net worth people, they have 8 combined 1099s. They have 10 K1s. They have 6 1099Rs. So in total, they have about 60, 70 documents that they have to enter in CCH.
Hmm.
So now, if you start doing that manually, entering the K1 information, box 1 to box 20, and then your combined statement and everything, it will take you about 3, 4 hours to do the whole job. But what our tool does is you upload all of those documents into our tool. Our tool will extract all the data required from W2s, IMTs, DIVs, K1 statements, and everything, whatever you upload, and then it will import it directly into CCH.
Hmm.
So it will save you the time of manually entering all of this data into the CCH locator. So that's what the tool does.
Okay, fine, wonderful. So viewers, please, we encourage you to explore that yourself. I'm sure you will have all the contact and pricing details on the website. Any further questions, you can reach out to Mr. Vijay on his LinkedIn also. Well,
Sure.
so that's it from our end, Vijay. Is there anything that we missed asking you that you want to cover?
No, I think this was a pretty good session. And from, if I have to summarize my whole career journey and if I have to share things with people, one, definitely early years of your career, focus on your technicals. The more technically strong you are, the more and the more skills that you have, the more valuable you would be. As you go up the ladder, focus on your soft skills, your communication skills, your presentation skills, because as a manager, there is a little bit of a weightage for your presentation skills, communication skills, and everything. And always have a goal. At any point of time, even in the middle of the night, if somebody wakes you up and says, okay, tell me what is your short-term goal and long-term goal, you should know it. And every decision that you take, it should be aligned to your goal. As in, you cannot change your goal every now and then. But if your goal is to become a GCC leader in 5 years,
Hmm.
every decision that you take, you need to evaluate whether this is helping me in becoming a GCC leader or whether it is not helping me in becoming a GCC leader. And if the answer is yes, then you just continue, and that's how you will make it to the GCC leader. So if you remember these, you will definitely progress. Have patience. Nothing comes too quickly. If not this year, it can come next year. It's not end of the world. I can tell you, my manager promotion was delayed. I was very disappointed. My senior manager promotion was delayed. I was very disappointed. Today, I'm happy. Yes, at that point of time, I was really disappointed. But today, I'm like, yeah, it doesn't matter that much. I made very good progress even compared to people who got promoted as manager in the batch I was expecting. They got promoted as senior manager in the batch I was expecting. I'm doing better than them.
Yep. Yep.
So it's your journey. Don't compare with others. It's your journey and it will work out. Just give some time.
There's a saying in Hindi, "Dera hai durust hai."
Ah,
So nice, nice,
wow,
Vijay.
it is six. I didn't realize that.
crossed 2 hours. So what a
Yeah.
fantastic
No, no,
conversation.
definitely. Thanks to everyone who has stayed back to get us to the finish line. So thank you, guys.
Definitely. So on behalf of everyone at iLead Tax Academy, iLead Tax LLC, our students and clients, I would like to sincerely thank you for taking time out of your busy
Yeah,
schedule to be part of 40. And a special
yeah.
thanks to Sarita ji for expressing her love to you. So today
No,
you
no,
did just
thank you for giving me the opportunity. It was really exciting. I never thought that I can talk for 2 hours, but yeah, it's a new milestone for me.
I told you. In the very first
Yeah,
session when we
yeah,
spoke, I told you that. Yeah, because the way, we keep getting questions
yeah,
also, the students and everybody. I'm sure,
yeah,
if I'm taking questions, still, it will be on, but given the time limitations, I conclude. I'm confident
yeah.
that many
Yeah, I
students
just hope
watching
that it
today
is
will
helpful
come back.
for students and others. And like you said, my LinkedIn profile is open. Anybody can message me. So you can message me, and I'll be more than happy to help all the students.
Definitely, definitely. So, ladies and gentlemen, please join me in thanking Mr. Vijay Narayandas for an outstanding session at 40. Once again, thank you very much, Vijay. It's
Thank
truly
you.
an
Yeah,
honor and place to host you on iLead 40 session.
perfect.
I
Yeah,
wish you all the very
thanks a lot.
best for your new venture also, and I look forward to see you soon. Yeah,
Yeah,
in
thank
a
you.
episode.
Thank you.
Take care. Yeah, bye.
Thanks a lot. Thanks everyone. Thanks for joining. Yeah, take care. Bye.
Okay, so that was Mr. Vijay. It was very nice,
Thanks a lot.
speaking to him, talking to him for so long. And thanks to all the audience also. I believe, you got the best out of this. And to all the viewers, thank you for joining us today. If you found value in this session, please do like, share, comment, and subscribe to the iLead Tax Academy YouTube channel. Until next time, keep learning, keep growing, and keep leading. This is Nanda Kumar KV signing off. Have a wonderful day. God bless you all. Yeah, take care.